Everybody, welcome back to Adventures Bound. As you already know, on the Z28, the A6 Z28, I've been doing body work on this thing for the last week and a half. Got down to 80 grit, got all the body work done, 95% of the body work done. Man, did I spend some time on the front and rear bumper of this thing. But it's ready to prime. We are going to prime it right here in this garage. I got all the stuff I need, so stick around. Alright, as you know, I spent probably a week and a half on this car, on this 86 Z28. It has 74,000 miles on the body. The engine was rebuilt, had problems, didn't run for garbage. Got the engine running good, got the suspension fixed, got the brakes fixed, got all the little superficial things done, and I spent the last week on this body work. Now I went ahead and I took the whole car down with 80 grit, brought it up to 120, and then I brought it up to 220. There's a lot of areas that I found. Mostly the back bumper and the front bumper were so banged up, chipped up, missing pieces. It was horrible. So I have probably a day and a half, 2 days on the back bumper and the front bumper alone. I know it's not perfect, still, but I want to get a coat of primer on this thing. I think it's about 95% ready. And anyone that knows body work, you could be rubbing on a car for days, weeks, even a year. I mean, I took 2 years to do all the body work on my 66 Impala, and I finally came out and said, screw it, I'm painting it. And that was a mistake. I ended up painting the car looked great, but I noticed a few areas that I could have put a little more work in. So your results are going to come out with however much work you put into it. Now, this car here, this is one of those that I picked up that I was going to flip, but even though it's a flip, it's still going to come out of my garage looking good. Maybe not perfect, maybe not to some of your all standards, but it's going to look pretty damn good. You can see a few of my other cars I've done. My paint work is amazing. I love painting. I love spraying. Hate doing body work, but I love doing body work. I love seeing the end result. Now I've got this one taped off, masked off. It's been tack cloth. It's ready for the first coat of primer. As you will see, there's a lot of areas that had either superficial rust or little dents and dings that I pulled out and got out. But I want to put the first coat of primer on it, and then some guide coat and see where we're at. So yeah, I'm going to go over here, start mixing my paint. I like using Acme's Finish 1 PF410. This is a Napa product. I buy all my paint from Napa. They've always treated me right. You mix this 4-to-1. Go here, 4-to-1, 1 part hardener, 4 parts primer. And again, I'm still using my Harbor Freight gun. I bought another gun, but I'm using this one just for priming cars from now on, because I have to switch in all that, tips and all that. It's got the, here's one more. This one's got the 1.4 tip on it, which is perfect for priming. Maybe a little too small, but I think it'll be just fine. Now I'm gonna go ahead. Now don't forget, guys, when you buy primer, either have them shake it or mix it really good, because I've seen a lot of guys put primer on and it doesn't dry and it gets real tacky. It takes forever to dry. So make sure you stir your primer really good. I've already gone ahead and done this, but just for demonstration purposes, I'll let you see. And you can see the product is still sitting on top. Just want to mix this really good. Now this is a dirty job. It's a dirty job. It's a chemical-y job. Always make sure you have your respirator with your filters. Whoops, I got a little primer on it. We'll go ahead and mix this up. I'll let her show you the car a little bit, see where we're at, let her walk around it. Now, believe it or not, I have enough space to do this. I painted a dozen cars in here, so we'll get the first coat of primer on here and see how bad it is. Now, like I said, you could spend days, weeks, months on doing body work. All depends on what you're working on and how far you want it to go. This one here, like I said, I just want to make it look good. I want to take care of all the bad stuff that's on it, all the damn rust spots and little densities. And like you said, if you walk around the car, you'll see there's spots that are still, to me, questionable. And I could have worked on it some more. But I like to get a coat of primer on this, and I want to see where I got to go from there. anytime you're priming a car or working on a car or doing any kind of body work, you don't want to wear any oils or perfumes or anything like that. You always make sure your hands are clean. Once you tack off the car is more or less an open wound. You know, you go in for surgery, you can get an infection. Same thing with this. This is an open wound. We got a lot of bare metal here that I didn't want to go ahead and put Bondo on, because I took my block to it with 320, and it's, from what I can feel, it's nice and smooth. But you never know until you get the primer on there, and then you get your guide coat on, and then you see it's all whippy and wavy. And then you spend another week repairing that, and once you do that, then you prime it again, 320, 400, 600, and then you go ahead and you put your paint on. Now we have not picked the color yet. We do know we're going with a red. I like to go with a deep red, but I'm undecided yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour this primer in here, or actually mix this primer, and we're gonna start spraying this thing. Now, like I said, it's 4 to 1. 4 parts primer, 1 part hardener, and this is also from Napa, Acme PH 612. I've used their products for a long time. Their paints have always come out perfect. They've always had what I needed. It's good to have a local store like that that actually has paint where you can get paint. Napa's pretty much the only one that I know of that can get paint mixed right there at the store. Now we'll go ahead and I'll mark this. I said all these cups tell you the ratios, and it even says on this can mixing 4 to 1. So we're going right here to this one right here. 4 parts primer, 1 part hardener. And this is the messy part, guys. Ain't nothing clean about this. I wish I had one of those plastic rims you put on here, but I don't, so we're gonna have to, how am I gonna do this without making a mess? You know what, I got a better idea. Yeah, we really don't want to be making a mess here. I just took a water bottle, cleaned it out, dip it in here. Takes a little longer, but I'd rather do it this way than make a big old mess. Anyone knows that pouring paint out, that's what happens. 3, 4, so we're gonna go right there. 2, 3. Almost. There we go. We're right there. Now 1 part hardener. Now the hardener is going to help this paint harden up and dry quicker. So I'm going to mix this up really good. Messy gig, man. I've already cleaned out my gun. I got a new filter on it to catch any moisture. I already drained the tank on the air compressor. Pressure's already set. 40 to 50, 35, 40, 50, you're good on that. But like always, when you want to strain your paint, you want to make sure you do a test on it. Make sure you got the right distance. I like to go 6 to 8 inches on my spray, on my fan. But I've already got this gun adjusted. Well, this is not the gun we're going to be using to actually put the paint on the car. So. All right, that's pretty good. Go ahead and pour that into our gun. Now, it's just primer, guys, you know. You ain't got to be perfect. You ain't got to be crazy with it. And it's your car, remember that. It's your car. If you prime it and you find a bad spot, well, you go back and fix it. You ain't got to get crazy about it. Primer is just let you know where a guy missed or where you messed up. You know, I think I got everything on this car, but once I prime this thing, I will see every imperfection or every little dent or that I missed on this car. Especially when I go over it, when I'm done and I sand it with 220 and up to 400, I'll see every mark on here. And even worse than that, when I put the guide coat on there, then you're really going to see everything. The biggest thing is the roof, the hood, and the trunk deck. You want that to be nice and smooth. Of course, your doors and all that too. But we're going to be putting a semi-dark red on this, so I'm not sure what that's going to hide. But then again, it's going to come out the way it's going to come out. Now, it's probably hard to hear me because I sound like Darth Vader. But you always want to make sure you have a good mask on, a good filter system. This one here, you know, you can use a regular mask, but I like using these, you know. If you can't blow out, you're pretty good. Now, I've already checked the fan on this. I'm happy with it. I'll turn this around and show you. You find yourself a piece of cardboard, or you can use the car or something where you're going. But just boom, boom, boom. A little more material. I think we're in good shape. Let's start laying some paint down. Now you might want to turn it down because I will be turning the air compressor on. So here we go. All right, well, there you have it. We got the first coat of primer on this thing. And you all probably wonder, oh, you didn't take the tires off. Well, if you ask me, show them these rims. To me, these rims are just hideous. I don't know why, I just don't like them. We got a new set of rims on them, so, and the tires are dry rot, so it doesn't matter. And to answer your questions, no, I did not do door jams. We are painting this car similar close to what the original color was. And I'm not restoring this car for Bear Jacks. So, everything looks good. I don't see any runs. I don't see too many variations in the paint or in the primer in the body, but I know there is. I'm going to go ahead, let this dry up. It is pretty much dry to the touch now. And then I'm going to go ahead and sand this down and then guide coat it and see where I'm going to use 400 on this. I think it came out pretty good, man. Not bad for the garage. Like I said, I've been painting cars for many years, and this one here, this is just going to be a flip for me. Maybe I'll just drive this and cruise this through the summer. But it's a pretty cool car. These 86Zs are pretty sweet cars. Now, if I had a choice back then, I'd choose the 86 Z28 over the 86 Corvette, personally. To me, they're just, sorry to say, they're just a sexy car. They're a cool car. You got it right with the front end, you got it right with the body. You know, it's a cool two-door. Now, again, I like the T-tops, but I prefer to have the hard top myself. Now, the louvers are going to be going back on. The grill's going to be going back on. We got a lot of cool new parts for this thing. I ordered a new steering wheel for it. We still got to put the radiator in it. We got brand new rims sitting here for it. A nice set of 86 Z28 5-spoke rims. We got to take care of those yet. We're going to mount some white lettered BF Goodrich tires on those, like they're supposed to be on it. We're going to have the proper size tire. I don't know, guys. I think it came out pretty good. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. I sped the video up as far as the priming goes, but this is it. We got our first coat of primer. Now, the next video you see is going to be the guide coat. Maybe not the guide coat, but you're going to end up seeing paint on this thing, because I got another week or so just to take care of this, just to make sure I would have your low spots, high spots. When I start sanding this, I want to come into areas that I'm going to circle. Like I said, don't forget, when you get this thing in a primer like this, you put your first coat of primer on it, grab yourself a crayon or something, you know, or a pencil, and walk over it and mark those areas that you see that are either a little dent or a little ding or anything like that. That way you'll remind yourself that it's there, or a piece of tape, you know. But this is where we are. We got it primed. I think it looks great. It looks better in primer already. I just cannot wait to get some color on this thing. But hey, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. Thank you to all my subscribers, my new subscribers. You know, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And like I said, we're not done yet. We still got to put paint on this thing. We still got to put rims on this thing. We still got to put a new dashboard on this thing. We got to clean up the interior. We got a new steering wheel going in. We got radiators going in. We got all kinds of work that still needs to be done to this before I pull this out in the next month and a half, 2 months. But again, thanks guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Peace.